Cheryl Berger.
And our parents were Delbert and Lois Bass. St. John's UCC became our home church when I was 12 years old and in 7th grade. With 7 kids going through confirmation, our mom decided that she wanted us kids to go to a 2-year confirmation program rather than a 3-year program. So she didn't have quite so many years of driving to confirmation classes. Lucky for us, she chose St. John's UCC.
Yeah, and talking of confirmation, how many of you remember Reverend Deppen and his stories of the temptation with the chocolate bar?
When Lisa Gargas first asked us about doing a short video clip of our fondest memories of St. John's UCC here, the trip down memory lane brought back so many great memories of growing up here in this church and where to start. My first memory was learning about the stained glass windows during confirmation class. Here at St. John UCC, you have the best display of Bible verses and Bible stories portrayed in the stained glass windows. It's one of my favorite sights when I drive past this church. Along with the stained glass windows, who remembers their SYF trips? I can remember 3 trips.
The one I remember the most is when we went to the Indian reservation in South Dakota, where we worked repairing the school for the Indian children. I remember bathing in the river, and Diane's telling me there's a story about losing my shoe and hitting Mike Thompson in the back of the head, but I'm not quite sure about that one.
Who can remember the trip to the Ozarks in St. Louis, Missouri, and getting to see the Gateway Arch and taking a tour to the top? Then there was the trip to the Appalachian Mountains in Kentucky, where we had to paint a mobile home on the side of a ravine. I remember somebody putting a ladder down the back of that ravine, up the back side of the mobile home, and somebody had to climb that ladder to paint the back side of that mobile home. Well, I got out of there as quickly as possible because it wasn't going to be me up on that ladder.
Mom was also very involved in the car show. She was very excited to have her grandson Jeremiah bring his Z28 Camaro into it, and we have had the car since the very first show.
Last, but certainly not least by far, the biggest memory of our years at St. John's UCC was that of helping our mom, Lois, and Kathy Briggle, and the kitchen crew in preparing the chicken and Swiss steak dinners for 700 people. Our mom was in charge of those dinners for over 20 plus years. I don't think we had much choice in those dinners in whether or not we worked to help her. We were just going to be there regardless. I learned everything from making gravy to browning the meat to mixing up the mashed potatoes and checking those circuit breakers and the roasters down the hall and on the stage. I guess being raised with 7 kids made it easier to cook for hundreds of people at this special event in the life of the church.
We are so very grateful for all the support of this church family that you have shown to our family and especially to our beloved mother, Lois Bass, over the last 47 years. Thank you to St. John UCC and congratulations on your 150 years of serving our church families.